Hi guys. It's me here from the channel. And today I'm going to share with you 7 facts about dating that you need to know. Now these facts come from research in psychology and neuroscience. And some of them will make you feel very confident. Others will make you maybe think differently about things. So stay tuned till the end because each fact is better than the last one. And number 7, when you go on a date with someone, you should take them somewhere where there is an opportunity for physical contact. Now this doesn't mean that you need to be touching them all the time or even trying to touch them at all. But if you want to have a good romantic connection with your date, it's important to consider the environment that you're going to be seeing them in. According to Dr. Aaron Ben-Zeev, who is a psychologist and the author of The Psychology of Touch, Light, Appropriate and Prolonged Physical Contact can help people relax and feel more comfortable around each other. He also said that it can help people feel closer to each other faster. This means that if you want to increase your chances of having a romantic connection with your date, you should try to create an environment where it's easy for physical contact to happen naturally. This could be something as simple as sitting close to each other on a couch or even just having your arms brush against each other while you walking. Of course, it's important to be respectful of your date's boundaries and only engage in physical contact if they're comfortable with it. But if you're both relaxed and enjoying each other's company, physical contact can be a great way to deepen your connection. If you want to know where to take your date, let me share with you 2 options that I came across. One of them is an indoor option and the other one is an outdoor option. So the indoor option would be to take your date to a place where there is an opportunity for physical contact and fun games. So you could go to like an escape room together. You could go bowling. And what makes these activities so good is that they create a sense of teamwork and cooperation, which can lead to increased feelings of closeness and connection between the 2 people playing. Working together to solve a puzzle or to beat a score can be a fun and engaging way to get to know each other better and create lasting memories. Another benefit of these types of activities is that they provide a distraction from the potential awkwardness of a first date. When you're focused on the task at hand, it can be easier to relax and be yourself, which is essential for creating a genuine connection. Escape rooms and bowling alleys are relatively inexpensive, which makes them a great option for those who are on a budget. They also tend to be popular with young adults, which means that you'll likely be able to find a date who is interested in doing them. In terms of the specific games to play, it really depends on your own preferences and the interests of your date. But generally speaking, anything that involves teamwork and cooperation is a good option. The outdoor option would be to take your date to an outdoor market or to a place where there are live musicians performing. There's something really special about being outside surrounded by the sights, sounds and smells of a bustling outdoor market. It's just a great place to explore and discover new things together, and it can be really fun to try new foods or to pick up fresh ingredients for a picnic lunch. Plus, the energy of a live music performance can be really exciting and it can create a really romantic atmosphere. Hearing beautiful music together can also create a shared experience and it can be a great conversation starter. The experience itself can be a memorable and enjoyable way to spend time together and create lasting memories. Plus, there's something really special about being outside and enjoying nature together. It can be a great way to break the ice and get to know each other better. If you want to bring your date here, don't forget to bring a blanket to sit on and maybe a bottle of wine to enjoy together. Fact number 6, when you're on a date with someone, you should keep eye contact with them for 75% of the time. This might sound like a lot, but according to Dr. David Matsumoto, a professor of psychology at San Francisco State University, maintaining eye contact with your date is a sign of interest and engagement. Eye contact is a powerful way to communicate your interest and attraction to someone. And it's especially important on a first date when you're trying to make a good impression. According to Dr. Matsumoto, maintaining eye contact with your date for about 75% of the time is ideal. Any less than that and your date may start to feel like you're not interested in them. But if you maintain eye contact for too long, like 85% or more, it may start to feel uncomfortable and intense. So it's just important to strike a balance and keep eye contact at around 75% of the time. To do this, you need to make sure that you're making eye contact with your date whenever they're talking to you. And you should also try to catch their eye when you're talking as well. Of course, it's important to be mindful of your date's body language and to make sure that they're comfortable with the amount of eye contact you're making. But in general, maintaining eye contact is a great way to show your date that you're interested in them and that you're engaged in the conversation. Number 5, when you're on a date, you should bring up the topic of relationships and ask your date how they feel about them. Asking about someone's feelings towards relationships and love can reveal a lot about their values, beliefs, and priorities. It can also be a great way to gauge their level of interest in you and whether they're looking for something serious or casual. When asking about their feelings toward relationships and love, it's important to be sensitive and respectful. Avoid using any pushy or interrogating language and instead use open-ended questions to encourage your date to share as much or as little as they are comfortable with. For example, you could say something like, "What are your thoughts on relationships?" or "What does love mean to you?" or "What qualities do you admire in a partner?" By asking these types of questions, you are showing your date that you are interested in getting to know them on a deeper level and that you care about their thoughts and feelings. Of course, it's also important to be prepared to answer these questions yourself and to be willing to share your own thoughts and feelings with your date. Overall, bringing up the topic of relationships and love on a date can be a great way to connect with your date on a deeper level and to determine whether you are compatible in terms of your feelings and values. Number 4, if you want to be irresistible, you should send your date playful flirty texts before your date. Sending playful flirty texts before a date is a great way to create anticipation and excitement, and it can also give you a better idea of whether or not you are compatible with your date outside of the context of an in-person meeting. According to relationship expert Dr. Eli Finkel, playful flirting is a sign of high romantic interest and it can make your date even more excited for your date. Here are some examples of playful flirty texts that you could send to your date before your date. "I can't stop thinking about our date tomorrow. I'm really excited to meet you." Or, "I have a surprise for you tomorrow. Can't wait to see your reaction." Or, "What are you wearing tomorrow? I want to look good for you." Sending flirty texts before your date can also give you a better idea of whether or not your date is interested in you. If they respond with flirty texts of their own, it's a good sign that they're excited to see you. However, if they don't respond much at all or they seem uninterested in your flirty texts, it may be a sign that they're not as into you as you had hoped. Number 3, when you're on a date, you should ask your date to describe their perfect day. Asking your date to describe their perfect day can reveal a lot about their values, priorities, and interests. It can also be a great way to assess whether or not you are compatible and whether you have similar lifestyles and interests. This question can also help you to determine whether or not your date is a good communicator. Are they able to articulate their thoughts and feelings clearly and effectively? Do they listen attentively and respond thoughtfully? Effective communication is crucial for healthy relationships, so it's important to assess your date's communication skills early on in the dating process. By asking your date to describe their perfect day, you opening up the conversation to a range of topics and you likely learn a lot about them, including their sense of humor, their interests, and their values. Just be sure to listen attentively and respond thoughtfully to their answer. Number 2, when you're on a date, you should talk about both positive and negative childhood experiences. When you're on a date, it's important to keep the conversation light and positive. But according to Dr. Tiffany Field, director of the Touch Research Institute at the University of Miami School of Medicine, briefly mentioning both positive and negative childhood experiences can help you and your date feel more connected. Sharing positive childhood memories can help your date feel more comfortable and at ease around you. While sharing negative experiences can help you bond over your struggles and show your resilience, it's important not to dwell on the negatives. A little bit of negativity can be a good thing, but too much can bring down the mood. So be sure to focus on the positive and keep the conversation upbeat. And finally, number 1, if you want to create a spark with your date, you should look into their eyes when you laugh. According to Dr. Aaron Ben-Zeev, who is a psychologist and the author of The Psychology of Touch, when you look into someone's eyes while you're laughing, it creates a sense of intimacy and connection. This is because when you're laughing, your body releases feel-good hormones like endorphins and oxytocin, which promotes bonding. When you combine that with eye contact, it creates a powerful connection between you and your date. Of course, it's important to be mindful of your date's comfort level and to make sure that they feeling connected to you before you start making prolonged eye contact. But if you feel like things are going well, it can be a great way to create a spark between you and your date. If you liked this video, please leave us a like and comment below which fact you found most useful. Also, if you want to learn how to become irresistible, we have another video that you can watch here. Thanks for watching.